Might as well. Here we go.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your host, Travis Holmes.
Well, we did it. We made it. We made it through Christmas. Did you have a good time? Did you invite everyone over? The people you didn't see at Thanksgiving, 30 days earlier? My wife and I, we just celebrate Christmas here at the house. We don't have any family up here outside of my dad. You guys know my dad's been living with us for a while now. Coming up on 3 years this April, I believe. So it was just my wife and I and my dad. So not a whole lot of fun, but we had her whole family up here. I told you before, the Thanksgiving family, her family, not ours, not mine, not my family. Fuck them. So it was a good time. It was nice and calm. Everything went well. We enjoyed everything. We did Christmas Eve dinner, which is normally when it was just me and my wife, we would get like fillets, like real good chef's choice fillets. Now there's a top choice and there's a chef's choice. Chef's choice usually for two fillets, 2 6 to 8 ounce fillets is like $59 or something like that. The top choice is usually 2 fillets for, like $36. I honestly cannot tell the difference, but nonetheless, when we do a big meal, if we have someone else, like before her dad was part of the Christmas dinner before he passed away with us up here in North Carolina, we used to do a standing rib roast or a ribeye, not a ribeye, prime rib or something like that. I always call it a standing rib roast. It's basically the ribeye steak with the bone in it. So that's what we usually have on Christmas Eve. Along with Christmas Eve, with the ribeye or the ribeye, the standing rib roast, we have lobster tails. And for a while, we haven't gotten them in a while. But we used to get them like every year, and they were always like, we can get like really, really big 8 to 12 ounces for, I don't know if they do them by the pound. It seems like they did them by the pound. It was like $9.99 a pound. And, so like 2 good size lobster tails was like under $30 or something like that. Up here in North Carolina, now this is all down in Florida. Up here in North Carolina, looking for lobster tails, it's not that common. And when I say that, it's like we don't have a whole lot of quote unquote fish markets. Down in Florida, of course, being a peninsula and the water, is right there. Throw your line. You can stand on your back porch no matter where you live in Florida and just throw your line in the water and you catch something. But up here in North Carolina, we're just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. So a fish market is, they're not found. There is one fish market in this area. And I say this area, we're a very rural town. We're a very rural county, for the most part. Where we live at is 2,500 people, and that's it. The next town over has population, I think, like 14,000 people. That's where we do our fancy mall shopping over there. There's a fish market there, and I walk in, and you can tell it's a fish market because it just smells like a sea wharf, which is good. That's what you want. And they've got the coolers with the glass on front of it, and they got all the ice in there, like you've seen at your Publix or wherever that has a fish market inside the store. And we don't buy them from there because I don't know, we just don't buy them from there. We'd like to go to a fish market, so we went to this fish market, and my wife called ahead of time and said, hey, do you have lobster tails? Oh yeah, we got lobster tails. How much are they? Oh, they're $19.99 each. All right. Well, how big are they? And the girl on the phone said anywhere from 6 to 8 ounces. All right. That's not the biggest. It's like a medium lobster tail. Now, I've been in this place just one day driving around, like, oh, there's a fish market over there. So I just kind of stuck my nose in asked a couple questions, and then didn't think anything of it. I thought their prices were a little high, and went away. And then my wife says, months go by, and she goes, "We need to get lobsters from that fish market that you went to." I go, "Yeah, do we really want to?" She's like, "Yeah, we want lobsters." I'm like, "Okay, call them up, make sure they got them." So she calls them up, and they got it all arranged and stuff. "What time do you open on Christmas Eve?" 10:30. All right, my husband will be there at 10:30 in the morning. So I go in. I show up at 10:30. They're not even open yet. I'm sitting out there, 15 minutes go by, and finally someone comes out of the back room and opens up the door. Now, the reason why I'm telling you all this is because, and I'm trying to be as, well, I'm not sitting here, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. If you're watching me on the YouTube video, I just completely blocked my face on that. It's a black couple, young black couple. And you're like, "Well, what's wrong with that?" Well, there's nothing wrong with that. But this is an instance where I just felt like I don't want to say cheating me, because, the next guy behind me, they're going to get the same price. I know that. It's not them and my interaction. I think it's their business model location is what I don't agree with. Well, they're trying to make a living like everyone else. I know that. But I think that they're taking advantage that they're the only fish market in this area. Well, it's called supply and demand, dumbass. I know it is. I know. But that doesn't make it any easier for me buying these, fish tails, lobster tails at $20 a piece when I was paying, whatever, $9.99 a pound and getting them cheaper down in Florida. Well, you're not in Florida anymore. I know this. But it doesn't make it any easier. The pill is still hard to swallow because I get the lobster tails, and if it was an older couple, let's put it this way. If it was an older couple, black, white, doesn't matter. If it was an older couple, I would go, "You know what? This has probably been in the family for business in years, and they got contacts, and the food, what's the food trend, the supply chain for them, they probably got some good rapport with whoever the fisherman's or their supplier is, and whatever like that." You would think they would have something established, and you're like going, "Well, this is probably the best price they can get because they've been in business for so long and stuff." Now, I don't know how long this place has been in business, but they're young. They're younger than I am. They've got to be early 40s. And to own a fish market, and I say a fish market, and I use that term loosely, they've got big coolers in the back. They've got the ice out front. They got all the fish that are all stacked up, like you see in the movies. They're all stacked up, and the prices and stuff, and everything's written in magic marker on the glass, and then they can wipe it off, and whatever the price is, the market price for that fish or animal, whatever they're selling at the time. So she comes up and she holds them up to me. She's got them in a clear bag. If you're watching me here on the YouTube video, the This Is 50 Show YouTube video, she holds them up in the bag. It's a clear bag, and I look at them. I go, "Yep, those are lobster tails." "Okay, you want me to put ice in the bag or anything?" I'm like, "Nope, I'm going straight home." Now, these things are not frozen. They're fresh. So I go home and I put them right in the refrigerator. For 3 lobster tails, no matter what size they were, this one could be, 8 ounces. This one could be 7 ounces. This one could have been 6 ounces. $19.99 across the board, no matter what they were. First of all, I feel kind of gypped there. If I was a different person with a different mindset, I would have gone, don't you have any, can I make them all the same size? Can you weigh these for me? If I want to be a real pain in the ass. But there are people out there that are like this. Can you weigh these for me? No, take the lowest one away and bring something back that's, closer to the higher number. And I don't want to sit there and do that because it's going to make me look like a fool. Am I going to go back there again? Probably not. But if I want king crab legs, would I go there? I think I'd probably go to Costco. We have good luck with Costco. Now, am I going to pay the $150 membership fee to go down there and get, $19.99 a pound? Excuse me. I'm sorry, $39.99 a pound crab legs at Costco? Probably not. But so they got me by the short hairs at this fish market thing. I just wish they were older. I don't know if their model is their business, their pricing is good. I don't want to, I'm going to support local, but I don't know if they're getting the same. Is this the same stuff that they're getting at the restaurants? Because I don't see like a Mariner's truck pulling up behind their shop. How's this one, Mr. Johnson? Oh, that look good there. I'll take that one right there. All right. I can cut you a deal on this, blah, 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 blah. No, I think it's just one of those like McLean's or Food USA or something like that, where they just order it and it comes in, they open up the box and they go, okay, this is what we got. This is what we're selling. So we got the 3 lobster tails. Did I feel good about eating them? They were good lobster tails. They were good. My wife made them good, where she splits the shell and then pulls the meat out on top and, puts them in the oven and bakes them for whatever, 20 minutes at 375, or I know everyone's getting hungry now. Stop. We just ate. I just didn't feel comfortable spending $64 on 3 lobster tails, and all the sizes and everything were completely different. I'd rather pay per pound. I think that's my problem. That's where I'm working through this. I'd rather pay per pound than just random across the board, $19.99, no matter what they were. So I did something good, and I got a little gossip. Ooh, I got good juicy gossip for you. I found out some things on my walk. So stick around. I'll be right back. So as you guys know, I go for a 4-mile walk every morning. Every morning. I didn't do it on Christmas Day. But, rain, sleet, dead of night. Not dead of night, because I get out there on the path about 8 o'clock in the morning. And the path that I walk on, because we do live out here in rural country, we have a 2-lane, I'd say it's a country road. It's 55 miles an hour out front of our property. And it's a thoroughfare for, 18-wheeler trucks. And when I say 18-wheeler trucks, they're not like cargo trucks. They're delivering chicken. We have a lot of poultry houses around here. And they're taking the chickens to the processing plant. So there's these big trucks with big, like the crab pots, where all the, it looks like the crab pots, if you've seen like Deadliest Catch, they're just stacked on top of this trailer and it's all full of chickens. So they go down the road and feathers are flying everywhere. But it's far enough away from the house, the road is, that we really don't hear them. But for me to do a walk, I have to walk out on that 2-lane country road, walk about maybe 100 yards, and then duck down this cul-de-sac where they're building houses. And I say building houses, they're slowly building houses. You buy the piece of lot and then you go get your plans and all that stuff. It's not a race to build houses back there, so there's only like 6 houses back there right now on a place that could hold probably 20. So I've been walking down, go down the cul-de-sac, come back up to the main road. That's a mile. So I do that 4 times. So in the process of doing this walk, as you guys know, I've met the neighbors or the people that live on that street. They come out and I kind of introduce myself and say, oh, hey, what are you doing here? And I tell them my business and what I'm doing. Hey, great to meet you, yada, yada, yada. And then there's a new house that just got built and the people just moved in this year. It's a young couple and like a brother or something. There's like a third party in the house and they got a little kid, a little boy, probably 4 years old. And I don't approach them. When they're outside, I just kind of wave because I don't, people are weird if you're outside playing with your kid or, their kid, not my kid. I don't have a kid. Hey, what are you doing with my kid over there? When you're out there playing with your kid, you don't want some stranger that's been walking up down your street to just come up and introduce themselves. So I just kind of let them be, just kind of wave. Hi. So I told my wife, I said, hey, you know what would be nice for Christmas this year? I would like to make little, not gift bags. Well, yeah, like little snack bags, little Christmas candies or something like that. Can you make that? What do they call it? Christmas garbage or something like that, where it's like Chex Mix, pretzels, peanuts, M&Ms, and it's all like tossed in like white chocolate. My wife's like, yeah, I can make those for you. I said, well, make 8 of them. So I fill up the bags, little cellophane bags, put a little bow on top, tie it, and then I wrote a note, a card. I gave him a card and then I wrote a note inside basically saying who I was, why I was walking. I appreciate you guys letting me use your street. I know it's kind of weird having a familiar but yet unfamiliar face. If you need anything, reach out to me. And put a couple of candy canes on it and stuck it in everyone's mailbox. Boom, 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 boom. The consensus about me doing that was phenomenal. Everyone came back and go, God, that was such a great story that you said about, you're going on your 10-year anniversary to Alaska and Vancouver for 2 weeks and you were worried about walking. And so he's like, that's such a great story. And we appreciate, the story and the familiarity and getting to know you and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, just want to let you know that I'm not some weirdo just scoping out your houses for several months now. I'm playing the long game, One day I'll just go in and rob them all, No. So this is coming up I started in March, so March will be 1 year doing this thing every day. So we got to chit-chatting and stuff. And the one neighbor who I get along with really good, he's a Jersey guy. Hey, fucking Fanguli, Jersey guy. And saw him this morning. And we were talking. He's like, hey, there's some other chick out here. He's older. He's probably 61 years old. Real nice guy. And he's like, yeah, there's some other chick out here walking up and down the street. Hey, do you know who she is? I said, yeah, I think it's Holly up at the top of the hill. The one that does she's got the big flower beds and she sells her flowers on the side of the road. And, all that. She's like, Holly? No, man, she's gone. Remember the story I said? That I thought the husband killed her? Yeah, where I met her, and then all of a sudden she disappeared. I said this a few months back. Yeah, she left the guy. She hauled ass. And you're like going, well, that happens every day, Travis. People leave husbands and wives for whatever reason. The thing is, they just built this house. And I say just built this house. It's been up there for 3 years now. So they married, I'm assuming. Yeah, because she said, that's my husband that's in the house, and I'll introduce you next time we see each other. Had the house built, went through the whole process of buying the lot, because you got to pay cash for the lot. You can't finance a lot. You got to pay cash for a lot, finance the house based on the lot, probably pull out a loan on the lot. Build the house, takes about maybe 8 months, because it's got to be a certain square footage, and it's got to be this and that because of our neighborhood, the code in this neighborhood. It's got to be certain. You can't just stick a mobile home on it, which is good for us. Lived in it, and then within 2.5 years, she said, sayonara, I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with your shit. Or he based, I don't know what the story was. He probably said, I'm tired of your shit, or she said, I'm tired of your shit. Nonetheless, she's gone. She left. The minivan's not there anymore. The flower garden, and I say flower garden, it's probably a good half acre of all these wildflowers that she goes out there and clips and takes care of. And yeah, she's gone. So I was right. I knew something was wrong. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Watching me on the video, I'm pointing. I fucking knew something happened with her. What? I don't know. I'll get more details a little bit later, hopefully. Maybe here soon. But yeah, so yeah, she's gone. Anyways, what happened was, he was talking about the woman that was running up and down the street, and I thought it was the girl that was up at the top, and of course, she's not there anymore. And we got to talking about, his new neighbor, and he's like, I don't mean to ruffle feathers, but, hey, the neighbor next door, he got mad at me about it, a shed or something. And I'm like going, oh, Jesus Christ. So, all right, James, I'll say James, that's his name. James, all right, see you later. I'm going to get back to my walk. All right, Travis, hey, take care of yourself. And if I don't see you before New Year's, Happy New Year's. You go fuck yourself. That type. So, all right, James, and your dog, your little mutt dog there. All right, see you later, James. So I'm walking. And as I'm walking, I'm going through my head as far as, I handed out all my candy treats to everybody. Hold on. Yep. Oh, yeah. I still got these rolling. And I'm doing good with the medicine, by the way. And I'll dive into that a little bit. So out of all the houses, I dropped the candy off in the mailbox. Stuck it in the mailbox. I got a, nice firm handshake from a couple neighbors. Hey, man, appreciate the story. Great, appreciate your gift and all that. Had one lady actually bake cookies, like Christmas-type cookies, where you dip them in chocolate and do the fancy sprinkles and stuff on. Not like the kindergarten kids where the eyeballs don't line up on the gingerbread man. No, she made professional type bakery cookies and dropped them off at my house. She said, thank you for it. The letter was awesome. And James, of course, hey, fucking thanks, you faggot. Thanks for the fucking trail mix. No, I'm kidding. My wife liked it. I don't eat that shit, but Each to his own, right? Hey, fuck you. And I was doing the inventory in my head as I was walking away from James. And I'm like going, you know what? I didn't get a thank you. Not that I'm pleading for thank you. Believe me. I'm not looking for, the accolades. But the guy at the top of the hill where his wife left him, I didn't realize it. And I put the thing in there and I, my letter and stuff. Now, the letter said, dear neighbors. It didn't say, dear Holly and bastard or dear whoever. Nothing from him, but I'm going to let him pass because he's going through a hard time. And two other neighbors, I didn't get like a thank you or a thumbs up or, hey, I appreciate it, that type deal. The neighbor that just moved in with the little boy, the young couple, nothing. And the guy next door to James who was complaining about a shed, nothing from him. But his wife is the one that's running up and down the street. Now that you're all up to date on all the neighborhood gossip, that's what's been going on. So how do you feel? If you give those out and then someone doesn't say thank you or give you like a acknowledgement that, hey, you did something. Now, granted, I do see these people every day. I say see these people. I do walk that street every day. Am I looking for something? Do I need it? No. No, I don't. It'd be nice because I'd like to meet those people. But if they want to be recluse and stuff, that's fine. And during my walk, I've actually, because I walk every day and because I walk every day at the same time, I've gotten to know the garbage man because he shows up on my walk. He's like, am I running early today or late? I look at my watch because I go, you're running a little early today. He's like, yes, I'm going to get off before noon o'clock, 12 o'clock. And then like today he was running a little bit late. He goes, yeah, they held me back an hour because they ran a couple trucks in front of me to pick up some slack. But he's out there by himself and he's got the garbage truck that picks up the bin and dumps it. And he's got a pretty easy job. But he ran his route today, which is Friday. And we do the show every Friday about 1 o'clock. And talk to him a little bit. Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey, Merry Christmas to you. And he takes off. And as I'm walking back down the road, doing my second lap, I'm coming up on James again. And he's returning home from his walk because we kind of, ships in the night type deals we're walking. And there was a big piece of garbage on the ground. And what happened with that piece of garbage? Oh, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, you're wrong. You should have done something. And I'll tell you what I did when I come back. All right, stick around. I'll be right back. So, as you guys know, or if you're new to the show, welcome. Appreciate it. If you're wondering what the show's about, this is essentially, I do this show because when I turned 50, I had a lot of questions in my head as far as being an adult now. Because it's a milestone birthday when you turn 50. Well, this February we'll be doing the show for 3 years, and I will be in January, first week of January, I will be 53. So when I turned 50, we started the show. I started with a show with a gentleman by the name of Shane. You can go back and listen to all the stuff and everything he was going through, and the reason why life kind of took a hold of him and he had to drop off. And I've had other people on the show and they kind of faded away too, but so it's just me, and I do this for therapy. I just do this to clear my mind. It's cheaper than going to a therapist and paying, $80-something a half hour to talk to someone. But I also do other shows, full-time shows. That's my business. I do a horse show every Monday. It's an equine show because I do have 22 some odd acres here. We have horses and all the animals and stuff. My wife rides. Semi-professionally, I guess. She did make some money this year, so I'm going to say semi-professionally. But in that show, because it's an educational show about equines and horses and the biomechanics of a horse, we do have a lot of listeners that call in and ask questions, and part of that, part of the trade-off is they get like a little prize pack, and I go to the post office and I have like a 5.5 by 8 by 5 bubble mailer where I put a bunch of stickers in there and, whatever we have. And I go to the post office and mail them off. And here in Marshville, it's a small little post office. And the lady, every time I throw the envelope, here, let me show you the envelope. Well, I'll show you. I'm already there. So you can get them at Walmart. A little bubble mailer just like this. And it's enough to hold It might be a little too big for what I send out, but still, I send it out so it doesn't get lost in the mail. And so for several years, I send this stuff out, and every time I go up, I know it's going to be $5.25 or $5.30, depending on the weight of the whatever's in there. So I went Christmas Day, did not realize the post office was closed. My fault. Not paying attention, thinking the world revolves around me. And so I went the next day. Had to do some running around the next day after Christmas and went into the post office, and I did not see the normal lady that runs the front desk. Probably on vacation, I'm assuming. She worked up some time and took some time off. Young guy, probably mid-30s. I don't know if he's a postmaster, was not dressed as a post person, but knew his shit. He's like, oh, yeah, you got to... He's putting it on the scale that's got the dimensions. And he's like kind of lining it up, and he's like, it's a little bigger than 5x8. He goes, I'm going to have to charge an extra $1 on this because it's larger than whatever the scale says. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is the first time I've ever had this happen, but maybe the other lady was cutting me a deal and just kind of went, okay, $19.99 per lobster tail, this letter right here, it's $5.28 with tax and everything. So he types everything in, and I see it come up on the screen, the little pad in front of me, and he types it up. He goes, okay, for the 2 envelopes going to one to Wisconsin and one to Michigan, that'll be $4.08. I said, for one? Did you get both of them? He's like, yeah, they're $2.04 each. And I go, really? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. Tap my card, put my PIN number. Would you like a receipt? Yes, please. All right. Do you need a tracking number? No, not really. It's just a bunch of garbage. All right. Well, enjoy your day. Thank you very much. And I walk outside and I go, son of a bitch. Was the lady at the front desk that's been there forever? And she's holding on to her youth. She's one of those ladies that has long gray hair, like halfway down her back. And it's just as gray as the soot on your foot. Is that the slogan? It's as gray as the soot in a fireplace. And I'm like, well, what makes this guy deem my package $2.04 as to where I go to this lady, same package, same identical stuff inside, is $5.28. So I just sat there and I go, son of a bitch. That's the same feeling I got when I bought those goddamn lobster tails. Really? $20 per? Thought I used to pay $9.99 a pound. Something's not right. And that's the feeling I got when I was buying the fish from this young couple, black, white, doesn't matter. I don't think the business model's right. I don't think this lady at the post office, her business model's right. She just kind of goes, oh, fuck it, this kid. All right, guy. Again, she's typing, as I'm watching me here on the YouTube video. Oh, yeah, that's, you need insurance on that, so it's just kind of pissed off a little bit as far as, am I getting overcharged? We'll see. I have some more to send out later this week, and I'll find out. But I did not get any Christmas cards from anyone. No one in my family. Nobody. On my mom's side, who I don't get along with anymore because of my mom and because of the decisions she made, and just growing up and all that stuff. And even at the funeral, I was like going, why, I know you're on my mom's side of the family. And then my dad's side of the family, nothing from my dad's side of the family, but they're not, you're talking about two different cultures, my mom's side and my dad's side. My dad's side's from North Carolina, Barelyville, and my mom's side of the family is upper echelon of New York, that type of stuff. So, but I did not get one single Christmas card from anyone. The only Christmas cards I got, which is sad, one from my CPA, my accountant, because he does all our business taxes and does all us every year. Hey, Carlini, Merry Christmas. The second one is my realtor down in Florida. She's an old high school friend of mine, but she also sold 2-3 houses for me while I was down there. So by default, she sends out a Christmas card to make sure that we're on the top of her mind if anyone wants to sell a house. And she knows I got 2 more houses down there that we're looking at selling. So she's, Christmas card from her by default. It's a mailing list. Hopefully I'll fall off of that soon. And then we got a card from her aunt and her cousin. That's it. That's all the Christmas cards we got. Now, my dad has gotten Christmas cards from my mom's side of the family because, of course, my mom and dad were married. Dear. But he's the one that's getting all the Christmas cards from the family that not that I can't stand, I just rather not interact with them because my head will explode and steam out my eyes. But he's getting Christmas cards all the time. He had a Christmas card on there from my mom's sister-in-law or half-sister, sorry. My mom's half-sister sat on the counter for 3 days. Dad, you've got a card here from Aunt Shirley. Yeah. Are you going to open it? No. I'm like, okay. I'm just letting you know you got a card out here from. Yeah. He's kind of in the same set of mind where they just didn't treat people nice. They didn't. So I didn't get one Christmas card. Now, you're like going, well, Travis, did you send out Christmas cards? No. That is so. It's probably each to his own, right? It's so. No, I didn't send out any Christmas cards. I was trying to think of a reason or a scenario. No, I didn't send out any Christmas cards because I don't care. I don't care, but yet I care that I want someone to send it to me. What's that called? I don't know. Doctor, tell me what does that mean when I want acceptance, but I don't want to give acceptance. Someone out there will tell me in one of the TikTok videos whenever this gets made. When we come back, I'm going to talk about what happened with the garbage that was on the road. I'll get into that here in just one sec. And it's something I'm doing for New Year's, like New Year's resolution, but it's not a resolution. I got 2 things that I want to do, and I think it'll help me a little bit as I write this down because I just came up with it. No, I've been thinking about it for a while. I just never wrote it down. I'll tell you about that when we come back. So stick around. I'll be right back. So this is my second week on the Zoloft, whatever the generic stuff is. Man, that first week was rough. It was rough. Now that I'm on it, and I'll touch on this briefly, that I told my wife, not that I don't let little things bother me, but they don't fester. And when I say that, like something simple happened. Oh, like my dad was making coffee and he spilled coffee grounds on the counter. Didn't wipe it up. Normally I'd be like, Dad, you got coffee grounds all over the counter here. If I wouldn't have seen it, I would have brushed it on the floor by accident doing something here in the kitchen. Make sure you clean this up. Coffee? I made that 2 days ago. Oh, yeah. Now I just go, oh man. My wife goes, what's wrong? Oh, my dad spilled coffee grounds on the counter. And I just kind of wipe them off into the sink. Little things like that I've noticed that my demeanor has changed a little bit. Another thing that's popped up, being on this, whatever the generic Zoloft is, starts with an S and an E. Escalendrium, something like that. I don't know. 25 milligrams. My mind has been diving into things I have forgotten about from years ago. And my wife's like, well, give me an example. I forgot that as a kid in high school, there was a woods, undeveloped area, this is in Orlando, undeveloped area behind an elementary school. And when I say undeveloped, it's woods. It's woods, undeveloped. And me and, I don't know, 3-4 other friends built a ditch ramp for skateboarding. And when I say ditch ramp, this thing was probably 20 feet wide, 4 or 5 feet tall, and probably 20 to 25 feet long. Do you know how much wood it takes to make something like that? And to build it in the middle of the woods with no power tools or anything? You got a saw and a fucking hammer and nails, and that's it. And us as kids dragged all this wood. None of us drove. We all did it on our skateboards. We were little minions moving this, like ants, and moving this material into the woods and built this fucking ramp. It was an awesome fucking ditch ramp. And what a ditch ramp is, just a smaller version of a half pipe. And we would not party. We'd have music. We'd skateboard all day long. No one really drank. We were too young. We were, 15, 14 years old. Now, a couple guys smoked back there, and they would hang out, and a couple girls would come back there, and the boys are skateboarding. But up until I started taking this medication, I forgot that I did that. And the accomplishment of doing that at that age. Kids today, you want me to do what? Where? In the middle of what? No way. No way. So that was just, with this medication, like little things like that are starting to pop back in my mind, things that I forgot. And my wife goes, yes, because, your brain is not so busy stressing about every 30 seconds about something. And I said, I know. I needed to share it with someone, and you're the only one I see all day, so I'll share it with you. I can't tell James. James like, what the fuck are you talking about, asshole? And then I share it with you because, like I said, This is 50 show is therapy for me to just, get this out, and hopefully someone can learn from or enjoy it or say, I remember when type deal. But yeah, and I still do these, but I don't do them as often. I have gone, it has decreased, let's put it this way, it has decreased 30%. And when I say 30%, if I was to drink 100 beers between Monday and Friday, now I'm only drinking 70. I'm just exaggerating that number, but just to give you, really? Is that how 30% works? Yeah. It's 30% of what I would normally drink on a daily basis. What do I drink on a daily basis? Well, that's, listen to the past shows, and we'll talk about that next time. But yeah, it's decreased at least 30%, which is good. I slow it down a little bit because I know there's something in the background working where I don't have to. It's not a race anymore. It's not a race anymore. For New Year's, I have decided that I'm going to watch 12 movies. 12 movies that are staples to my culture that we have. I say my culture. To my generation of culture that I've never seen before. I've never seen Titanic. I've never seen Shawshank Redemption. I've never seen Heat. Movies like that. big movies that just for whatever reason they just kind of. I missed them. I wasn't in the right mind frame. I was doing something in my personal life where I just didn't see those movies. So that's one thing. Everyone wants to lose weight. No shit. Get in line, right? But that's something I wanted to do. Some people I've heard say, I want to read one book a month. Well, that's great. I'm going to watch a movie, at least 12 movies. Now, if I do them all in the first month, then I can go, I did it for the year. But 12 movies. I got to the end of next year to watch 12 movies. And I'd like to know what movies I should see. That you would think that in my culture, I was born in 1973 up until now, that has to affect on my, culture. I don't want to see, you need to watch Inside 1 and 2. No, I've seen it. That's not Star Wars. I've seen Star Wars. I've seen all that. I'm talking movies, like cinematic movies that I've never seen Citizen Kane. That's, arguably one of the best movies ever made, I guess. But movies like that, cinematic movies that have changed the platform the way movies are made and stuff. So that's my goal for New Year's. It was watch 12 movies of that genre. So you can let me know down in the comments below if you're watching this on YouTube. Also, I am going to this year, because I've been so busy. I can't do anything. My desktop on my computer has logos all over it, and it's a mess. And it's like all my logos are like one-off things, so I don't have to go back through folders and look for them when I'm producing, all the other podcasts and stuff that I do. I need to go through it, and I'm going to purge everything that I haven't touched in over a year. Whether it be logos, whether it be music, not dancing music. I'm talking like background music and stuff like that. Get rid of it. I'm going to just dump it. I'm trying to simplify my desktop. That's my other New Year's resolution. And that'll probably take, 30 days. Maybe one afternoon I'll sit down and go, okay, file folder, open it up. If there's nothing in it, delete the folder. Open up another folder. Why the fuck am I holding on to these logos that I haven't used in, 10 years? Delete. that type stuff. Because I used to hoard onto it because I never knew where those pictures came from. And now with Chat GPT and the internet just getting better and better and better every year and every, progressively better, I don't need this stuff. I was worried about not being able to have this stuff. It's like buying an NFT. I download it and I'm like going, I'll never find this anywhere again. So I'm going to go through and just kind of delete all this crap that I don't need. Because I know there's stuff in there that's kind of mixed in with the stuff that I don't need. I know I'm boring you guys, but still, this is my therapy. So you can fast forward, hit the little fast forward 15 seconds if you want. So I'm going to do that. That's my New Year's resolution as far as cleaning up my desktop and watching 12 cinematic movies that have changed, the way movies are made or all that. So that's my two. What are yours? I'd like to hear them. The way you do that is get them down in the podcast, down in the comments below if you're watching this on the YouTube channel. My so we cooked New Year's Eve dinner or Christmas Eve dinner. And this is going to make some noise. Mute. We cooked New Year's Eve, I said it again, Christmas Eve dinner. Cooked Christmas Eve dinner. We made a delicious beast with the lobster tail and the standing rib roast, prime rib, whatever you want to call it. And then the next day, my wife goes, ugh. I'm like, what's wrong? Ugh. And I'm going to take a quick little break, and I'll come back and wrap this up for you. And I'll tell you what happened with the garbage if I was right or wrong. So stick around. I'll be right back. So Christmas Day, I made breakfast for everyone. I made not homemade biscuits, baked biscuits, Pillsbury. I made, sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits for everybody. And I say everybody, my wife and my dad. That was our breakfast. I like to have that every year. It's nice. It's the only time of year I get it. And I enjoy it. That's the only time I like it. I look forward to it. This year, the biscuits we got were like frozen. I was like, oh, they're all crumbly and stuff. And she's like, things are different. I'm like, yeah, they're frozen. Normally we get the cannon, where you pop it open, pop. This year they had them like buy one, get one free at Walmart, at Publix. So I got the buy one, get one free frozen bag. And I was like, these are going to be garbage. They were, but they were good. I enjoyed them. We opened up all our presents. My wife made dips, a couple nights before. She made a BLT dip, made a corn chowder type dip. And so you just kind of make snickle snackles. And then we bought all this boar's head luncheon meat. Must have spent, I don't know, $50, $60 on boar's head luncheon meat. So we made like sandwiches throughout the day. When it came down, we do the presents one at a time. And we started at like 9 and we ended up at like 12:30 or something like that. My wife took a nap. I went in the back and played my new PlayStation game. My wife got me South Park Snow Day. That's a learning curve, how to figure out how to play that game. So I played that for a little bit, and then 3 o'clock rolled around, 4 o'clock rolled around, and we had made plans. My dad wanted a ham for Christmas Day dinner. So a couple weeks ago, I bought a small, 4-pound ham. it's all pre-cooked and everything. You just got to throw it in there and warm it up. And I said several weeks prior to Christmas, I said, let's have a lasagna. Let's make a lasagna. So we got everything to make lasagna and everything. So 4 o'clock rolls around. I know it's going to take an hour to make and bake. Make and bake. So I go out in the living room or the big TV room. I said, are we still having lasagna? Kind of like sighed because my dad's bedroom's down the hall. She's like, ugh. I said, I'll do it. I don't mind making it. I just needed some guidance because my wife likes to do that. She likes to be on top of everything. She's like, okay, I'll come in there. I said, just make the ricotta cheese. She's like, all right. And she's, guineas it up. And so we make it, put it in the oven. And she's like, thank you so much for making this. I did not want to come in here and make lasagna after all the Thanksgiving cooking and all the Christmas Eve cooking and all that stuff. Next year, no cooking. I said, fine by me, babe. Fine by me. Because we had to cook the ham in the little toaster oven. I say toaster oven. It's a good-sized toaster oven. And we did scalloped potatoes for my dad. That's what he was getting. And then my wife and I were going to have a lasagna. I can't have lasagna. No, Dad. You wanted ham? You're getting fucking ham. You're going to eat this goddamn ham. I can't have any lasagna? Yeah, Dad, you can have whatever you want. I'm kidding. But you wanted ham. You didn't say anything. We put the ham in there. You didn't stop us. We put the ham in there. We sliced it up for you. You get the goddamn ham. No, okay. You didn't have to. Dad, eat the goddamn ham. I appreciate it. So he had the ham. I had lasagna. My wife was already still full from eating, sandwiches and dips and stuff all day. And she's like, no cooking at all Christmas Day next year. I said, fine by me. I am good with that. We had plenty of food in there, and now it's a race to eat everything before it goes bad. The ham's not going to go bad, but like the luncheon meat, the $60 worth of luncheon meat. I've had Cuban press sandwich because I got nice bakery bread. And I've had a regular sandwich. I've had a half a sandwich, So we're trying to eat all this meat and stuff before it goes bad. So no cooking next year on Christmas Day. It's all, if it's a sandwich or anything cold, or if you want to heat it up, by all means, have at it. Other than that, we're not cooking. If it doesn't go in the microwave, you ain't eating it. So I started the story with, I was going on my walk, my 4-mile walk every morning, and caught James, the guy from Jersey, walking, like I said, ships in the night. He's coming down as I'm coming back up the road there, the cul-de-sac. Got to talking, told me about Holly, how she was murdered. Murdered, body buried out back, and he pushed the minivan into a lake, never to be found again. No, I don't know what happened. He said she left. She left. During that conversation, the garbage man comes by. And I continue my walk, and I always say, what's up to the garbage man? Hey, doing all right? Everything's good. Give him a little fist bump, 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 bump. So as I'm doing my walk, and I make my turn at the main street and come back down the cul-de-sac, I'm coming up on James. In the middle of the road is a balled-up bag, cellophane bag, with shit inside of it. You ever seen how someone's taken off a diaper and how the diaper kind of folds in on itself and creates this almost like diaper softball thing? That's what it looked like in the cellophane bag, wrapped and tied up. I'm assuming because the garbage man just came by that it fell out of the back of his truck. So it's in the middle of the road. We have a couple neighbors outside chit-chatting with the neighbors next door. They're all on everyone's driveway, and they're, being, formal. And hey, how are you? How are you? How are you? James is coming back from his roundabout the walk. And I walk by the bag, and I look down at it, and I kind of give it a little tap with my foot. James is probably 20 to 30 feet in front of me, coming at me. And I see that he's got cellophane in his hand from the garbage truck that fell off, that he picked up further up the road. So as I kick the thing and I look up, he's looking at me, James, Fanguli guy, and I go, hey, I'm going to do my lap and come back and pick this up. And can I use your garbage can to throw it in there? Because everyone else took the garbage cans up inside. He's like, oh, no, man, I'll get it. I'll get it. I'm headed back to the house anyways. I'm like, no, man, I touched it. I'll grab it. I don't mind. I'll pick it up. You know, I know this is not my street, but, you know, let's keep America beautiful, you know, type deal. No, man, I got it. No worries. I'm going back home. So he picks it up, and I'm walking. Now, I have not taken my medication in the morning. I can't take it in the morning. All the other, like the fish oils and the magnesium stuff, I just burp it the whole entire time I walk. So I take everything when I get back. So now my mind is free to wander. So I'm sitting there in my mind, in my own head going, oh, he's probably thinking I should have picked that up. I should have picked it up, carried it with me all the way down. You know, I'm starting my third mile, going all the way down cul-de-sac and come all the way back up and throw it in his garbage can. I should have done that. He probably thinks, how many other bags have I walked by without him seeing me pick it up how much other trash have I left on the side of the road without picking it up? Here I am. I just said I did a great thing and put, you know, all this candy and stuff in everyone's mail. Well, hey, thank you for letting me use your street to walk and clear my mind and my mental health and my physical health. Hey, I'm just a guy next door. You know, if you need anything, give me a holler and stuff. But I'm not picking up garbage. I'm not picking up the garbage on your street. In my mind, that's what I'm saying. And so it bothered me. And, you know, I'm coming back and walking back around. And then I go by James's house. He's thrown the baby diaper softball into his garbage can and dragged his garbage can back inside. Not on my meds. I'm like going, and I say that like I'm some kind of psychopathic crazy person. And I make my lap again, and I'm thinking, you know, maybe that was it. Maybe that was the one, you know, little incident that I should have done to show my appreciation of me walking on. I mean, I can give him candy all day long, but that was my one appreciation for letting me walk on your street. I should have picked up this piece of garbage, this bag garbage, and owned it and threw it in his garbage can on my way back. But what if he didn't have his garbage can out? Huh? What if I walk all the way down and now I got to carry this, you know, this baby diaper bag around for another mile because there's no garbage cans out? Everyone's taking their garbage cans out because the garbage man just left the street. What do I do with it then? Do I punt it in the field? Looking for a goalpost and friggin' soccer kick that thing into the fucking wheat fields next door? And it's that little thing in the back of my mind just kind of went click. They think you're a moron. They think you're, you know, a loser. Why would you, don't walk on our street anymore, non-garbage picker-upper. It's like a Seinfeld episode. They're all trains. They go to the same place. I should have picked it up. I don't want that. I don't want to be the guy that didn't pick up the garbage. But I told him, I'll pick it up on my way back, you know, because he saw me walk by and kind of tap it with my foot. I'll pick it up on my way back. You know, I still got another mile and a half to go. I don't want to carry this thing. I'll get it. No problem. I'll get it there. Lazy boy. No, I'm not. No, you don't understand. So then I take my medication. I told my wife. She's like, no, you're fine. I go, I know. But it's that one little, I should have done it. God damn it. I should have picked it up and owned it. Because I was there first. Oh, well. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to me work all this stuff out. We'll talk later. Okay? See you. Bye.